Let's go, my amplified unit. Let's go live, YouTube. Let's go live. To my future amplified unit, my replay unit, you're going to be getting this. My live unit will not get this for a few more seconds. For some reason, it takes a while till we go live. So to my replay unit, smash that up just like my live unit will do. Smash that up helps me know you are fully amplified, but it also helps that algorithm. I got a fresh coffee. That's what you guys are hearing. It's not a hurricane. I am the hurricane. That's a fresh brewed Dunkin' Donut coffee. Excuse me, you go over here, please. Thank you. I got a big salute to do to my amplified unit. Everybody up in that chat. Oh, listen, this is the grand finale. You ready? Yes. Everybody in that chat has a gold card. That is my channel members' gold team. The gold unit. The board of directors of this channel. So before we get into this Raw review, and I got a lot to say, by the way, about this show. It's not just the review itself. And first and foremost, hold on. Your playback sounds good. Your audio is rocking. So now I got to get my audio to rock. So let me put my playback in so I can hear myself scream in real time. Hold on, guys. Hold on. We got some technical difficulties here. We got a little bit of a tangle up. Hold on. Please hold. We've had a lot to do here this morning, so I didn't have time to get this situated. Hold on, we're almost there. A little bit of a tangle up. Will BC get his audio? Will BC get his playback? Let's see. Check. Whoa, yeah. All right, BC is amplified to himself there, man. There you go. I got better playback than you guys, I think. Maybe even tone that down to what do I want that on? A 13.5, maybe? We'll put that down, maybe. No. We'll do it 19. 20, 21. Fuck it, right? Let's get it banging, man. We'll go 21.5 on that. On that volume. Beautiful. All right. Unit, thank you for letting me clear up the audio. Let me put in some Dunkin' Cream and Sugar here if you don't mind, because I got a big salute to do to my amplified unit, my gold team. Smash that up on the way in. If you're live on this Tuesday morning / afternoon, wherever you are in the world, or if you're part of the replay unit, I still appreciate you guys, even though you're not live. I still appreciate you guys trusting BC in this channel with the review for Monday Night Raw, because you know you're going to get the amplified honest truth about this show, and it's coming up in this review. Got to put the magic potion in there. Salud. Let me mix that up a little bit. There we go. Oh, look at the texture in that. Can you guys see that, man? What the... Damn, look at that texture, man. That is a wave of sunshine. That'll wake you up. Hey, all seriousness here, man. Live. And to my replay unit, if you are not live over the next 24, 48 hours, maybe you're catching this a week or two from now. Listen, if you are a channel member, if you chuck a coffee, or if you chuck a clearly Canadian at BC every single month, it's never needed. It's always appreciated that you guys would go above and beyond to show that level of support. Again, it's never needed, which is pretty cool. That you go out of your way to chuck this coffee, to support the channel, to make sure that we are still amplified month after month. So this chat, this stream is a thank you from BC to you. Everybody who's got that gold card. JR9, Janelle, Anthony Boley, Ron C, Deshawn, Sam Byers, Big Nang, The Stegmeister, Clutch City, and everybody that's going to be up in this chat live now and afterwards. If you got a gold card, this Master Salu is for you guys. Thank you. Ow, nailed it. The perfect mix. Didn't need any more cream and sugar. That's for damn sure. Salute. Colin, Dave Mealy. The roll call would take about 20 minutes right now. I don't think I'm going to keep you guys here that long. But Dave, just know, man, salute. And I will be doing a roll call in the near future, I think, right? When we all have a little bit more time. Alicia, Dwayne Piazza. What up, dude? Deontay Thomas. So it's really cool. We got a lot of gold card up in here, man. Carlos! Don't go anywhere without the gold card. Carlos, right. Dude, it's better than American Express. What's that commercial? Capital One, is it? Capital, whatever it is. Jennifer Garner is the actress. You know, what's in your wallet? You know, you go through the Discover, you go through the Capital One, the American Express, get rid of all of it. You got the amplified gold card. Carlos, Ray Hunt's up in here, man. Pretty cool. Yeah, no roll call right now. It's going to take a minute. But I figure a nice live stream for you guys, man. That'll do the trick. Again, let me give you another salute, man. That's just a small token of my appreciation to you guys. Every one of you with a gold card. Salute. I thought I had a channel membership chat as well. A super chat from channel membership. Clutch City fan, 18 months strong. I believe we've only had membership for 18 months. So I think Clutch City fan down from day one-ish or just straight up day one. But Clutch City fan, I appreciate it, man. BC, on my way to work, sent a super thanks a few videos ago on what you said about Eric Bischoff. Yeah, I think I got that, Clutch City. I think you sent a couple in that upload. And I definitely, in the next upload or the one after, sent a big thank you on those super thanks for the coffees. And I hear you, man. But it's still a narrative when you just hammer it, and there's not enough positivity to spread around. So Bischoff has definitely found a niche in kind of trashing AEW. A lot of it is actually justified. There needs a lot of changes in AEW. And then a lot of it you'll find in this community that it's a shtick. Right? Everybody finds a shtick and they go with it. They develop an audience that kind of agrees with their way of thinking. You see it with WWE, right? People that just trash WWE and people will gravitate to that. They love it. There's people that just trash AEW a lot more. And, there's fans that love that. Just trash AEW and maybe they're diehard WWE fans. But I find that if you just take a step back and just be fair on it all, it doesn't matter the amount or what type of person is going to follow you. You're going to get the most honest audience. And that's the only way wrestling is going to be better. AEW can only be better if it's constructive, not just destructive. And sometimes the Bischoffs of the community are more destructive in their criticism than constructive. And that's where there's an issue. So I definitely find... appreciate the super thanks, and I hear what you're saying, but Bischoff for sure has found that niche to kind of trash AEW a little bit more for that audience. And Bischoff has very real issues with AEW internally, so it makes sense that he just doesn't care about them and wouldn't mind them failing. So that super chat gold member super chat super thanks, I appreciate it. Clutch City fan, and I think you also had a super chat earlier, which I'll get to in just a little bit. I'll make sure that all super chats are absolutely attended to, full shout out. I will make sure I get to all super chats, I promise you. I don't care if it takes 15, 25, or 5 minutes. All right, let's get into it, guys. I got a lot to talk about. That is my little less than 10-minute cold open, and salute to you guys. Ron C23, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Man, we got also, yes, Ron C23. Hold on, who was that? Sam Byers. I did get Sam Byers, right? What up, Sam? And Deshaun Sanders as well. Man, so good to see all the gold cards up in here. You know, when you only put a half an hour of notice, you don't really know, is the tube going to send out notifications? Will it be in the next up recommended section of the tube? You never really know because you're only given half an hour of notice. So it's still pretty cool. I know the majority, thousands will catch this afterwards within the next 24 to 48 hours, but it's still a big thank you whether you're live or not. My issue with Monday Night Raw, before I even get to this show, my issue up front is lack of star power. With CM Punk on the shelf, with Roman Reigns about to come back to SmackDown, who did Raw have last night? Who was captivating you? Let's go over it. Faces, all right? Let's go over it. Jason Uso, and he only went out there to start the show to yeet everybody up, right? Get everybody yeeting, and then he disappeared. But Jey Uso, from the tag team The Usos, and Sethington Rollins, who just came back, so that everybody can do the Disney sing-along. Outside of Jey Uso and outside of Seth Rollins, there's nobody on a 3-hour show. CM Punk, again, would be it. He's not going to work every show, even when he comes back, guys. Just so you know, his contract doesn't call for that. So even when he's cleared, CM Punk will not be an every week dude. But CM Punk, we have to put him aside anyway. We don't really know. It's cool he's still in this story with the Drew, but we don't know the official clearing. They're hoping for SummerSlam, we think. We think he's going to cost Drew at Money in the Bank Saturday. But we don't know. So you have Jey Uso, my gold unit, my board of directors. See, I love assembling my board of directors because this is where we have to have honest discussion more than at any other time when I have my amplified gold card unit. So unit, who am I missing as a top face? Jey Uso, which is still mind-boggling. He's part of my favorite tag team in the world, the Usos. That's how high I speak of Jey and Jimmy. But as a singles competitor, I just don't get singles Jey. I don't get the yeeting. I don't get his booking. I don't believe that he's going to beat Dragunov. So I'm just not connecting with singles Jey. Still support the dude because that's what I do. And I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that I connect with singles Jey Uso. But if, to quote Corey Graves at the start of last night's show, if you think I'm going to yeet all around here, you're sadly mistaken, Michael Cole. There's no yeeting coming around from BC. It's not going to happen. So even if this booking can come around and I can latch on to a singles Jey Uso run, even if that does happen, I still won't be yeeting. But Jey Uso supposedly is one of the big top stars on a 3-hour Raw, and then a returning Seth Rollins who just came back a few weeks ago. Who else is there, guys? Sami Zayn has been positioned permanently in the mid-card, though. You know what I mean? I mean, him and Kevin Owens can kind of cancel each other out. Owens for SmackDown, even though Owens is booked more like a top star on Friday nights. Sami Zayn is tucked in very nicely in the mid-card, right? Tag team champion at last year's Mania, and then in recycled tag team matches with the Judgment Day 100 times throughout the last year. And then this year, he wins the IC title, and he's there to prompt up newcomers like Braun Breaker, and he's doing his job perfectly, by the way. The Braun Breaker Sami segment from last night, one of my favorite segments of the night. But Sami Zayn doesn't come across as a top star because he's just not booked as such. I mean, I can't tell you how many main events Sami Zayn has been in at pay-per-views. I don't even know if he has been in one this year. So who else is there as a top star? There's nobody, right, guys? It's Jey Uso and Seth Rollins, what they're hanging on to until they can probably, hopefully, get a CM Punk soon. But if you look at a 2-hour show, right, a 2-hour SmackDown, that's a 3-hour Raw, and you have Seth Rollins and Jey Uso. And then you wonder why numbers are so stagnant. And then you go over to the blue brand. Guys, you have Cody Rhodes. You have L.A. Knight. You have Randy Orton. Even Kevin Owens is positioned as a top guy. That's 4 up front. And then you have a returning smash 'em, bash 'em, top of the line, maybe even more than Cody Rhodes superstar face. Roman Reigns is coming back. Roman Reigns is going to be a mega face, probably on top of the world. His pop is going to probably outweigh Cody Rhodes for at least a month, 2, 3, 4, 5, or more. It's going to happen. So on one 2-hour brand, you're going to have Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. And then your B-level top talent is LA Knight and Randy Orton. And your C-level starts with Kevin Owens. And over here, you have Seth, Jey Uso, and maybe CM Punk. And that's a 3-hour show. You're going to have to. This may be a hot take. You're maybe not going to want to hear this. Maybe you love having Cody on Friday nights. Guys, this may be tough to hear, but it's the truth. When Roman comes back, Cody Rhodes might have to go red brand somehow. I don't know how you do the title situation and flipping titles or calling this title a Raw title. I don't know, and I don't care. Cody and Roman on the same brand makes zero sense other than to try to tag them up, right? Roman as a face, tagging with Cody as a face. And then when that wears its welcome out, you're stuck with Cody and Roman on the same brand. Raw cannot deal with that. Or the only other option is LA Knight goes to Raw and you finally make LA Knight a top guy. Because still to this day, he's not. He's in the shadow of the Codys and even the Randys. And he's damn sure going to be in the shadow of Roman Reigns when he comes back. So you guys take your pick. Cody Rhodes or LA Knight, but one of them has to go to Raw. Not even Randy Orton is going to make the big needle move. It has to be somebody that makes sense. This show last night, it dawned on me in the middle of this show what it was lacking. It's lacking Cody Rhodes. A 3-hour Monday Night Raw. The absence of somebody like Cody Rhodes or even on a lesser scale LA Knight is massive. There was nobody. And we were stuck with Damien Priest and Seth Rollins as your big story for Monday Night Raw. Damien Priest. So which is it, unit? My gold unit. Well, Cody Rhodes, if you got the booking pen, you told Triple H, you told Paul Levesque McMahon to go spend some time at home, go with Stephanie, get a nice romantic vacation. I'm going to take care of creative for a few months. Who do you have going to Raw? Cody Rhodes or LA Knight? Sound off in that chat if you don't mind. I really would like to know who you think fits better on Raw. Cody Rhodes or LA Knight? But it's got to be one of them. It cannot be Kevin Owens. It can't be Randy Orton. It's got to be a massive move like Cody or somebody that's going to finally be booked like a massive star, LA Knight. A lot of you guys are saying Knight. Dwayne Piazza, Alicia, Ray Hunt, Deontay, Carlos, Deshaun, Sam Byers, Big Nang. Man, all you guys are going LA Knight fits better. And when CM Punk gets back and you have LA Knight and Sethington, it'll start to feel a lot better. I like how, Janelle, Roman Reigns, also Rob Riverne. Rob says, Rob and Janelle both think Roman to Raw maybe. But it's never going to happen in a million years. He has to go to Smackdown. A, that's his brand. B, that's where the whole story is with the bloodline. Unless you're going to move the entire bloodline over to Monday Night Raw. That's never going to happen. So it would be so weird for Roman to come back to totally like not even pay attention to SmackDown. Like nothing is happening over there. Like he didn't get his gimmick jacked. Like his whole faction has not been jacked. And he's just over here facing Tozawa in a dark match. So nobody feels Cody Rhodes, man. I just don't know. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes on the same brand makes zero sense to me. I totally agree. LA Knight would fit perfectly on Raw. I just don't feel SmackDown, a 2-hour show, needs Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. However, here's an interesting thing too. When they go over to the USA Network, will USA want that third hour, right? Like USA loves the third hour, even though the numbers aren't where they were. That third hour, it will pump up a 1.5, 1.4-ish. If they can at least even stay steady with that with SmackDown, they'll add a third hour. See at least for a year how it goes. So in that case, would they want to load up, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns? But damn, man. Brad Boyer says Cody. There you go. Yeah, JR9, Cody has to stay for the world title. It's just him and Roman Reigns. It's too much for one show. While Raw is sitting there with Jey Uso and Seth Rollins, I don't give a shit what you do with the titles. I couldn't care less if Damien Priest shows up on SmackDown with his title and Cody is somehow on Raw with his. There you go. Give me an explanation, make it make a little bit more sense, and I'm totally sold. But if you think a title is going to stop me in the magic pen from writing Cody Rhodes on Raw, absolutely not. This 3-hour show is desperately needing top stars. It needs stars. Did anybody watch Raw last night? Yes or no? I know a lot of you guys, you just tune into BC's reviews. If it's really good, my review, you'll go back and watch some of it. If the show was absolutely that bad, you tell me, BC, thank goodness I didn't miss anything. Thank you for taking one for the team. Thank you for watching and telling us about it. I know a lot of you guys don't watch Raw. Thank you for 100 on the ups, by the way, man. We haven't even gotten into the review yet. This is just a little bit of a cold open. So I appreciate 100 on the ups live. Let's take that to 200. Make it very easy for the replay unit later on who are not live. Make it easy for them to keep going on those ups. I watched Raw, Carlos. Yes, Alicia. Alicia says, of course. You'll be surprised, Alicia. A lot of people stopped watching Raw. The numbers will tell you that, and BC will tell you that a lot of his own unit has stopped watching Monday Night Raw. All right, so a lot of you guys, or several of you guys, actually watched the show. My question to you would be, where's the top stars? Where are they? They were not there, that's for damn sure. Drew McIntyre, heel, right? Damien Priest, heel. Seth Rollins and Jey Uso, your only top faces. That's it, man. That's it. And you have 3 hours to somehow fill that show. Where was the stars last night? Where was the people when the music hits and you're like, yes? Remember the King of the Ring? And he's a heel, so it wouldn't even qualify. But as just a further conversation on this, where's Gunther at? Where's Walter, right? This dude shows up every 2 or 3 weeks. He wins a crown. And somehow we're supposed to care about a heel versus heel Damien Priest versus Gunther match at SummerSlam. At this point, I wouldn't put it past them to put the title on Seth Rollins just so you have a face taking on Gunther. But where's Gunther at? Gunther's booking is horrendous, even with the crown. Even winning King of the Ring. Gunther came out, was it last week or the week before? Got in between all the heels, right? The Drews and the Damians. And when I tell you there was no reaction from BC, when I tell you I had no emotion whatsoever, there is no exaggeration. I had none. I like Gunther. I want the best for the dude. He's easily a main event guy, or should be looked at as such. He should be winning King of the Ring crowns and briefcases and titles. But he came out last week, and I couldn't care less. No stars. Monday Night Raw is lacking big time. They desperately need at least CM Punk back. That's for sure. At least they need CM Punk back. This is a 3-hour show. Maybe it was because this particular show last night, nowhere near the week before. This show was flat last night, right? Can we all agree that this show was flat? Nothing happened. There was nothing significant. This was the go-home show to Money in the Bank. Chad Gable is walking around as the Wyatt Six are kind of just like looking at him, right? And Chad Gable is like, damn, I can't get out that way. I can't get out that way. I can't get out that way. I'm going to get a hot dog in section 302. And he goes up into the crowd, and the Wyatt Six just let him go. And they're like, all right. And then later on, Uncle Howdy is interviewing Bo Dallas, which we'll get to, by the way. But they're just all staring at Chad Gable so that Nikki Cross can hand Michael Cole a new VHS. Okay. Not saying it's bad, but okay. Then you have Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. This storyline was not elevated at all last night. They 50-50 booked it, right? So you had Liv Morgan over Zelina Vega, but then later in the night, Ray defeats Dominik. So Zelina and Ray are celebrating to the hard camera. But Zelina was just flat on her back looking up at the lights earlier in the night. So they just 50-50 booked that. In fact, they had Dominik grinding on Liv again. This was a segment we saw over a month ago, where Liv was grinding on Dominik. Now Dominik was on top of Liv, I believe, right? Or was it again vice versa? The point is, they just regurgitated the same type of scenario from a month ago. And they're just grinding on one another. The storyline didn't really elevate anywhere. In fact, they're already having their first fight and they're not even together. And then what else, man? Drew McIntyre, Dragunov. Dragonov. Did you see the way Dragonov was booked? You say, BC, at least he didn't take the pin. He sure as hell did. He was about to be pinned from the bro kick. He got saved by Drew McIntyre only to look like more of a clown when he got chucked out like yesterday's garbage. Dragonov looked like an absolute idiot out there. Seems like a formula, right? If you're wondering, you guys want to hear the last month and a half of Dragonov's booking? Let's talk about it. This is real. None of this is made up. Check this out. And I've literally memorized this shit. Ready? So he loses to Jey Uso. This is literally within the last month and a half. He loses to Jey Uso. And then Dragunov is off TV the next week. So a pinfall loss. And then he's off TV. Then he loses via DQ to Ricochet. Then he's off TV again for another week. Then he loses by pinfall to Braun Breaker. Then he's off for 2 weeks off of TV. And then he comes back last night to lose a triple threat match. Literally get chucked out like garbage over the barricade, never to be seen again last night. That is the very real booking of Dragunov. Now, if you don't know a lot about Dragunov, you didn't see a lot of his NXT days, you don't know his character, that's fine. Maybe he just is another bum to you, right? You look at his size and you're like, BC, I don't get the big deal, man. He's like a Tyler Bate. He's like a P.D. Dunne. He's like a Ricochet. He's like a Tozawa. They're skilled, but I'm not seeing anything special. Well, then you have to do some research on Dragunov because he's every description of the word special. JR9 Gaming, my right-hand man. For anybody that doesn't know how special Dragunov is, can you just tell them the dude is special? JR9 Gaming will tell you. He absolutely, very detailed way follows NXT. And he can tell you how special Dragunov is from day one and how you do not book Dragunov. And Paul Levesque McMahon has simply botched left and right Dragunov. Easily, JR9. And they're trying to find a way that you don't even feel anything for Dragunov, right? There's no special feeling when he comes through the curtain. There's no emotion. They're booking Dragunov. And then you say, well, you got to give it a little bit of time, right? He'll win 25 matches in a row maybe in the future, right? Paul Levesque McMahon likes to do that. He hits rock bottom, then he goes even further than rock bottom, and then he puts him on a 20-match winning streak. He'll throw him a briefcase or a title. BC, he's going to win titles. Don't worry, man. Doesn't matter. The damage is being done. You're expecting a lot of the audience to forget about this dude losing to everybody. He can't beat anybody, it seems. He got that one victory over Ricochet and never won again. Lost against Ricochet in their second meeting. Lost against Jey Uso. Lost against Braun Breaker. Lost against Drew McIntyre. Lost against Sheamus. Can he beat anybody? This is Dragunov. He gets bro kicked. He's about to get pinned. Drew McIntyre saves him just to throw him over the barricade, and you never see Dragunov again. He's gone. It disappears. That's not how you book him. So if you want him to win 25 matches in a row in a couple of months, starting in a couple months, you got a lot of the audience that still remembers, whoa, this dude can be that bad for that long. You can't simply forget that. It's the reason we can't look at Solo and act like he's a real leader of a faction. The guy lost 41 matches in a row. A lot of the audience can't just forget that. Booking matters, man. Wins and losses, especially for heels, they can be construed whatever way you want to, right? Absolutely, there's an asterisk on wins and losses most of the time, but they still matter, right? When you're booking an individual like Dragunov, wins and losses absolutely matter. So stop putting him in these matches. Don't put him in there with Breaker and Drew and Sheamus. If you're just like, I just don't see you beating him. Michael Cole, before the match, you know what he said? He said a lot of people would look at a Dragunov victory like a huge What'd he say? A huge, what was the word he said? Jer9. What'd he say? A huge, I got it in my notes somewhere. What the fuck did he say? What'd he say? You guys got it before me? Hold on. I'll look at my notes. This is gonna bug me. Hold on. Anybody got it? Yeah, there it is. Upset. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Michael Cole says, many individuals would look at a Dragunov victory like a huge upset. Why I couldn't think of that word, I have no idea. But it was going to bug me, so I had to get it. A huge upset. Thank goodness Corey Graves put him right in his place. Then you haven't been following along with who the heck Dragunov even is. If you think Dragunov beating Sheamus and Drew McIntyre is an upset, you don't know a damn thing about Dragunov. It's frustrating because this is what Paul Levesque McMahon does. He feels, and Vince used to do this, but Levesque McMahon does it way more. He feels like he's totally got to humble down all these new talents. Let them know who's in charge. And then on his time, you might get a little bit of the rocket. Maybe. Or we're just going to release you like Cameron Grimes or Dijak. But maybe I'll revisit it in the future, and maybe I'll give you a little nugget of something, right? LA Knight was put on the bench for an entire year when he was one of the hottest stars. Triple H just didn't want to buy into it. He didn't believe it. To this day, this guy has not won titles or briefcases, nothing. We think by SummerSlam he's going to win one of the two, a briefcase or a fucking US title. We think. Mello comes up. Mello gets called up. Do you know Mello lost one match after another match on the main roster? A guy whose slogan is Mello don't miss, and Triple H made sure that he missed every single time he was out there. How does that make sense with the booking? JR9 says the name Dragunov literally means invincible. Every time Dragunov speaks, he talks about how he's invincible. He literally said before the match, I'm either going to win or I'm going to die trying. He didn't win, and last I checked, he's very much still alive. So their words are not matching up. I guess Eric Young, Paul Levesque McMahon didn't take his genius pills. Or sometimes he misses out on his genius pills. You don't call up talent and have them just lose left and right. And then down the line, maybe we'll revisit. Maybe we'll circle back. First impressions matter. Could you imagine Razor Ramon upon his debut? Remember all the vignettes? Week after week, months of vignettes for Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. Could you imagine if Razor just came up and lost to everybody in his first several months? Even Vince McMahon would never book that. Big Daddy Cool Diesel? Yokozuna? You wouldn't see it, man. Because then the audience doesn't believe there's anything special. They're not badass. They're very mid-AF. They're average. You would never see that from these individuals. And then when Razor loses to the 1-2-3 kid, it surely wouldn't be special. That was special because Razor came on the scene and Razor was legit badass. It took something special, someone special, to beat Razor Ramon. If Mello's going to get called up just to lose all of his matches and then down the line, we'll throw you a bone. We'll put you in the Money in the Bank match. If Dragunov's going to be called up to lose all the time, don't be shocked when a lot of the audience doesn't play along when you decide to give him some of the rocket. JR9, it seems that way, man. Triple H seems to be sabotaging the talents HBK actually invested in. It's almost like he doesn't want Michaels to create them, right? He thinks that, you know, his black and gold days, thanks to William Regal and Dusty Rhodes, mind you, but, you know, he recalls making those individuals. Again, that was Dusty Rhodes, but we'll play along. And it's almost like Michaels has all these big talents. They were huge in his NXT. And it's almost like they get called up and Triple H is playing the role of Vince McMahon and humbling them and making sure that they know who's in charge. It's me, Paul Levesque, McMahon. It's got to stop, though. Honestly, guys. Guys, Dragunov is incredible. And it is getting very tiresome to watch this guy look like a geek every week. If you need him to lose against Braun Breaker one week, a special occasion, it is what it is. It's not my company. I wouldn't do it, but I get it. I wouldn't even have him in there with Braun Breaker, but if that's what you need, fine. If you need him to lose against Drew McIntyre and Sheamus in a triple threat, fine. It's what you got to do. It's what you want. It's not my company. But the second you start making consecutive losses like this, to guys like Jey Uso and Ricochet, mind you, it's enough. This is bullshit. You know it is. And you're taking a guy who's special and you just made him mid-AF. Now when Dragunov comes down the aisle, because it happened last night, he came down and I was kind of like, whoa, I don't even feel the same way. Like there's no emotion anymore. Dragunov is not special. I really hope by the end of this match, it feels that way again. And by the end of the match, he was tossed out of the barricade, away from ringside, and he was never seen again. He was tossed out like you would toss out trash. And that was only after he was looking up at the lights about to be pinned by Sheamus. Yeah. Dragunov. JR9 Gaming says Dragunov means invincible in Russia. Well, now it means absolutely beatable in today's current language. Dragunov equates to easily beatable. I got some member chats. I don't want to lose these. For some reason, unlike our upfront super chats, they don't stay on in a separate category. So I got to make sure I give props out to my channel super chat membership chats. Dave Mile, 18 months of channel membership. Dave. To make matters even worse, Karrion Kross gets pinned by Xavier Woods by a roll up. I was so close to actually throwing fruit at my TV. LOL. Dave, I'm going to get to that in the review. And if you saw the main event, do you remember how Drew McIntyre beat Sheamus? I'm just going to leave it at that, Dave. I'll go over it in my review. Salute, Dave. I appreciate the 18 months down from day one, no-ish. Dave Mile. Salute, dude. Dave, one of my tried and trues, before Stegmeister would throw the banger bombs at the beginning of every PLE pay-per-view, Dave would be sending banger bombs. If you weren't amplified at the start of these PLEs, Dave would make sure you were. Also, I want to give a shout out over to 2-month membership, Chon Cena. Not John, that's Chon with a CH. Chon Cena, in the middle of working, so I will listen to most of this on the playback. Dude, I love hearing that though, Chon Cena. A, you're whooping that ass on the work front. Make that green whoop that ass. Make sure no other employee is doing better than you. And secondly, the fact that you just stop by to say what's up real quick and you'll watch the rest later. I love hearing that. Even if just for a second, stop by, say what's up live. Chon Cena, 2 months strong. Appreciate you. Isla R. the Sandman, 7-month gold status. Isla R. the Sandman, 7 months of a membership. I hate when WWE makes their talent lose consistently. And then they would win one match and become #1 contender for the WWE Championship afterwards. Isla R. the Sandman perfectly said, this is what they do. They'll have you lose 10 matches in a row, or like Solo, 41 in a row. That's a real statistic. And then all of a sudden, they're going to act like you're on top of the world. A couple of victories, a couple of good segments, and you are a top talent main eventer. Isla R. the Sandman. Me too, dude. So hopefully that equates to all of the super chat channel membership chats. Super chats. I will get to you guys in just a little bit. I will make sure, I don't care how long it takes, I will get to every single super chat. I appreciate you guys, man. And I will acknowledge the supers for sure. But that is a huge frustration. If we're going to have the conversation of lack of star power, right? LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, at least one of them need to go to Raw when Roman comes back. I don't care how you do it. I know Cody's got the championship. I don't know what to tell you. But SmackDown when Roman comes back is too stacked. Meanwhile, we're watching 3 hours of Raw last night, and Jason Uso and Seth Rollins is our big top talent. I mean, they desperately need at least CM Punk back. But if we're going to have that conversation of lack of star power on Raw, we have to have the conversation of making stars, creating stars, and why Paul Levesque McMahon will not do it. It's almost like he's following along with Vincent Kennedy. Make everybody average AF. Make sure they do not get a big head. Make sure they don't think they're too big or larger than the company, because we can't have that. Levesque McMahon is sitting on gold in some of these talents, and he refuses to acknowledge it and doubles down and sabotages it. We will go over exactly what happened to Dragunov, I assure you. But in looking at this Raw last night, this go-home show to Money in the Bank, I don't know. I mean, Gable is running away from Wyatt 6. Liv Morgan and Dominik are grinding on each other once again. Same segment we kind of saw a month ago. Dragunov is tossed around like yesterday's news. Drew McIntyre ends the show in victory. Wow, what a cliffhanger. Or not so much. Gable is trying to get Otis to help him again, and Otis is at catering, just like, I want to eat my chicken and beans, leave me alone. Otis is not having it. What else happened last night? Seth and Finn Balor started beating each other up for no reason. We've already seen that match 1,000 times, but Balor is upset that Rollins is changing Damien, or Damien is changing and he blames Rollins. We had a couple of fruit roll-up finishes last night. Just simplistic, like, I'm going to roll you up. Don't move your shoulder at all. Okay. And then we just traded off. Zelina Vega loses, and then Zelina Vega is celebrating by the hard cam with Rey Mysterio's victory. So we just 50-50 booked the whole Judgment Day Mysterio thing, LWO. So this show fell flat, right? I think if you guys saw the show, you know that this show it fell flat. There's no way to put it. We wanted it to be a really good show. We want to get excited for Money in the Bank, but we can't bullshit each other, right? This was a flat show. But that's just the overall view of it. Let's go to the nuts and bolts of it. Let's actually depict this show. Let's dissect it segment for segment. Let's go over the review. 42 minutes into this live stream. Let's start the review now. Gold unit. I see some more gold members up in here, by the way. I want to give a shout out over to D Brown. D Brown, what up, dude? Again, Isla R, the Sandman. I got Brad Boyer, I believe. So I'm trying to get every gold member as they come in. I'm trying to give a shout out to every time I believe DC Lanier. What up, DC Lanier? What's up, guys? Thank you for the gold membership, man. I appreciate the channel membership. As I said at the beginning, if you guys are just tuning in, it's never needed, but the fact that you guys chuck a coffee at the channel at the top of every month, I just think that is so badass. So several times a month, I love doing this for you guys, man. It's a simple way for BC to say thank you, but trust me, the magnitude of that thank you is seismic. Appreciate it big time. This show started off with Chad Gable and Jey Uso. Again, this is Raw 7/1/24, go-home show to Money in the Bank, which, by the way, I hope to be live with you guys for Money in the Bank. I hope to be, so even if you can't stay for long, tune in during Money in the Bank, tune into the channel, say what's up to BC, smash the up. I would love to say what's up, man. So I hope to be live for the good, the bad, and the ugly review. That is the upfront initiative anyway. Chad Gable and Jey Uso start this show. They mix it up. They start, I think Jay was, I think it got physical a little bit, but Gable was able to like retreat. And then Jey Uso just disappears. Jey Uso just disappears. And then all of a sudden the piano, I think it's a piano, starts playing of the Wyatt 5/6. And the lights are out. The smoke is filtrating through the TD Bank Arena in Boston. Gable is trying to find an escape, but everywhere he looks, there's a new Wyatt 5/6 member. So he finally just runs up the what do you call it? The crowd, right? He's going up towards section 302, man. And on his way, he'll probably stop for a popcorn, a soda pop, and a hot dog. But the Wyatt 5/6 is not pursuing at all. They just, scare him up a little bit. And then Chad Gable is just hanging out backstage a few segments later, just trying to get Otis to help him out. Again, Otis just wants to eat his chicken and beans. He does not want to be bothered. So it wasn't a bad segment, but I was kind of like, oof. I hope we're not just going to do that every week, where it's just like they just appear, right? Oh, it's the Wyatt 6. And they're standing there. But because it's still so young into this whole thing, I'm willing to bypass it. It wasn't bad. I just can't say it was good. You know, I'm still expecting something big to happen. In the big grand finale of that first segment was Nikki Cross handing Michael Cole another VHS. All right, we'll wait an hour. We'll see what's on that. The next interview segment with Howdy and Bo Dallas. So that was the first one. Now, the crowd started chanting, holy shit, right? When Nikki Cross went to the desk, right? I mean, just seeing it all in real time, it's pretty cool. If you've never been to the arena when Wyatt comes out or Uncle Howdy or something like that, it is epic. So Boston starts chanting, holy shit. USA Network is following suit with Fox, right? They're like, all right, maybe they're onto something. We're going to mute out a lot of these swears. Thank you, USA Network. Do you know what USA did? They just muted out just the shit part. They did not go to a black screen like Fox always does. They didn't black out audio for an entire 30 seconds because of the crowd chanting. They just literally let them go, holy, that's what we heard. USA Network went, hey, we don't have to ruin this for the audience. We can figure out a way to just take out the one word we don't want. So to USA Network, thank you for being logical, using common sense and not ruining the product for the audience. Thank you very much. If they want to do that, I'm totally fine with it. That didn't ruin the experience at all. Fox, you have to go back and watch an entire segment. They'll just black the whole thing out. One kid is showing a middle finger. You gotta go back and watch the whole 5 minutes. So that was the first segment. Chad Gable is running away from the Wyatts. And we go into the first match of the night, Xavier Woods versus Karrion Kross. Xavier Woods, I think this was Dave Mealy just recently. Dave told you exactly how that match finished. Xavier Woods defeats Karrion Kross via pinfall off the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating roll-up. Big, badass Karrion Kross rolled up by fruitiness. And they showed the replay, and they show Karrion just laying there, right? He's probably thinking, damn, I get to go home and bang out Scarlett Bordeaux tonight. Yeah, I'm a winner. And then he wasn't moving his shoulders at all. He wasn't even trying, right? Because when a big dude like that has to lose by a roll-up, it's not believable. Watch the replay. Tell me how believable it is. They're not even moving because they can't. They can't, because if they accidentally move, they accidentally put their shoulder up 3 inches. So they're told just to sit there. They just have to pretty much lay there. Karrion Kross. So BC gathered all his fruit that he had in the studio refrigerator, and he literally started chucking all the fruit at the TV. Yeah, you get a fruit, and you get a fruit cake, and you get a fruit, and you get a fruit, and here's a key lime. Here's a little bit of grape. Here's some cherries. Here's an orange to the dome piece, and here's a full watermelon to your dome piece, Karrion Kross. A full watermelon to the noggin. A fruity ending for a fruity match. Xavier Woods defeats Karrion Kross because that is believable. Post-match, AOP attacks the New Day. Karrion almost snaps the arm of Kofi Kingston. So even though he lost, and he lost very badly by a roll-up, the last result was all of Karrion Kross and his boys and gal, Scarlett Bordeaux, standing looking badass to the hard cam. A little 50-50 booking by Paul Levesque McMahon. Yes, he lost, but he beat him up afterwards. Well, now at this point, I'm thinking this is intriguing TV, man. Chad Gable's running away from the Wyatts. Xavier Woods is putting the fruity the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating fruit roll-up on Karrion. This show's off to the race. This could be one of the best Raws on the planet, right? That we've ever seen. Okay, maybe I'm not thinking that. Maybe I'm thinking the opposite. Hopefully the next segment will save the show, right? Hour number 1 ends with the Women's Championship title match. Liv Morgan versus Zelina Vega, the challenger. So, there you go. Stay there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes. So, Liv Morgan and Vega. Morgan ends up defeating Vega via pinfall off of Oblivion. Dominik Mysterio slid in a steel chair. This caused enough of a distraction. Zelina actually picked up the chair. Like, really, dude? Chucks the chair away. And that was all the distraction that was needed for Liv Morgan to bump her right into the ropes, deliver Oblivion. Zelina Vega loses. It's the right call. There's no way Liv Morgan can lose that title. Not in the middle of a Monday Night Raw. But this was well done. I like the finish. I like the outcome. There's no way Zelina wins this, of course. But I am going to say this, just like I said in yesterday's live stream. Eventually, it has to be Zelina's time. Guys, I really feel she is one of the most underrated talents in that company. And she's so good. And last night, she proved it again. She proved it in Puerto Rico for Backlash against Rhea Ripley. She came out the loser, but she showed you just a little of what she can do. And she showed you last night. She came out the loser. She showed you again what she can do. She's not just a manager for Malachi Black, Alistair, or Murphy, or LWO, or whoever she's managing. She was an actual wrestler. She wrestled over in TNA, for instance. I saw many matches where I was like, she's the real deal. And for some reason, a lot of fans just pass over Zelina Vega. So I'm hoping that a lot of fans last night were once again reminded that Zelina Vega is really good. Eventually, guys, it has to be Zelina's time. I really hope they give her a title and a meaningful run in the future. She's so damn good, and I feel she is so damn overlooked and so damn just underrated. And that's a shame. She's too good. I like the match. I like the outcome. I like the little bit of a disruption at the end from Dominik in the steel chair. All of this was pretty well done. No complaints, actually. Liv Morgan continues to kill it, too. Then we went into hour number 2. Sethington Rollins' promo. Finn Balor comes to the ring. He says he's not happy because the Judgment Day is changing. Balor says he's not happy because Damien Priest is changing. And he blames Seth Rollins. So Rollins says, listen, my beef isn't even with you, but if you wanna step in this ring, I'll knock your teeth down your throat. So Balor's ready to do some business, but Damien Priest comes to the ring. Damien is pissed off at Finn Balor. He says, this is me and you business. This has nothing to do with you. He backs up Balor. This doesn't really do anything for Balor. He knows that he wants to find an opening to take out Rollins, and he attempts to do that. He drops Rollins, but Priest was serious. He does not want Balor's help. So the second that Balor takes out Seth, Priest backs up Balor. This allows Seth to get to his feet and take out Balor. So now Priest is pissed because he's like, damn, you just took out the dude when I was backing him off you. So now he's south of heaven's Seth Rollins. And then he picks up Finn Balor pretty much apologizing, but not actually. You know, it's like a man-to-man apology. You know, he's got the look like, dude, you good? You good? My bad. And Balor's just looking at him like, what the dude, if you didn't back me up, he wouldn't have gotten that cheap shot. But Damien Priest ultimately drops Seth Rollins. This was all so convoluted, right? Balor's attacking Seth. Seth then attacks Balor. Damien attacks Seth. Damien's helping up Balor. It was convoluted, but for some reason, I didn't mind it. Yeah, this was some of the best mic work for Priest. Priest is getting very confident on the microphone. That's one of the coolest things, right? It's one of the best critiques I can give, right? When you are starting to learn the microphone and you're starting to get comfortable, a lot of it, right? I've seen people with the it factor, wrestlers with the it factor, like they got the gift to gab. They should be good on the mic, but their own insecurities and their own self-esteem issues start to creep in, and their confidence is absolutely shot. There's hesitation, there's mumbling, there's stuttering. There's just no confidence, and it ruins some of these wrestlers. Damien Priest is getting better. He's getting more comfortable with that microphone and telling the story that he's got to tell. So maybe that had a little bit to do with it, but I didn't mind him and Seth Rollins doing the business that they conducted last night. The Balor shit was a little convoluted. I definitely don't need to see Seth versus Balor for 165th time, but looks like what we're going to do. Then we go into a women's Money in the Bank qualifier. Zoey Stark versus Ivy Nile versus Dakota Kai. Zoey pins Dakota off Z360. Kari, Alba Fire, Isla Dawn. They were all out there brawling. They're trying to generate a feud between Damage Control, Alba, and Isla. And I wouldn't put it past Paul Levesque McMahon to take the titles right off of Alba and Isla and throw them onto Damage Control. So Alba and Isla are literally transitional champs, right? Literally, you hold it for a month, just give it to Damage Control at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. But I don't think that Alba and Isla are going to hold it for long. I think this was just to get a pop from Scotland. But Zoey, and that's pretty much what we all pretty much said last. I think we all said that in yesterday's stream, that Zoey Stark was the clear favorite here. There's no way anybody's taking out Zoey. It sure as heck wasn't going to be Dakota, and it's sure as hell, as much as I love this gal, and I think she's improving every week, Ivy Nile. What do we got? What do we got? The fruit roll-ups, man. Too funny. Hold the fruit, guys. There was another fruit roll-up at the end of the night. You got to remember the main event had one too. So Zoey Stark pinning Dakota Kai. There you go. There's the women's. I think that's all the ladies in Money in the Bank for Saturday. Can anybody in the chat give me is it 6 ladies? Can somebody give me all 6 if you don't mind in the chat? I just want to see the names and together see what the best option is. Who do you guys think is taking it? Because I believe Tiffany Stratton is in this match. I don't see how Tiffany Stratton loses this. That briefcase is built for her character. And I don't even care if Nia Jax helps her get the job done. Nia Jax can play the role of James Ellsworth to Carmella. And this time, Carmella is played by Tiffany Stratton. JR9, I appreciate it. Io Sky, one of the best female wrestlers on the planet. Zoey Stark, still trying to find traction in the company. Lyra Valkyria, that's an individual the company looks to be behind. Now it's just, will there be that connection with the crowd? Valkyria, another big match for her. Chelsea Green is another one where the briefcase is kind of built for her character, right? Like, you could totally see Chelsea walking around with a briefcase for the next year. Tiffany Stratton and Naomi, who I love Naomi. You guys know that. As much as I want to see her booked properly in big things, I don't think a briefcase, I don't feel Naomi walking around with a briefcase best suits Naomi at all. This has to come down to 2 individuals, Tiffany Stratton or Chelsea Green, because the briefcase is built for them. So unit, if it's down to those 2, who do you have? Or you know what? Screw it. Out of those 6, who do you have winning this unit? My board of directors, my gold team, who do you guys pick out of those 6 females? If you need the 6 again, JR9 in the chat has put down the 6. So just go to JR9's comment a few comments ago. Io, Zoey, Valkyria, Chelsea, Tiffany, and Naomi. Big Nang, Tiffy time! Ray Hunt Stratton. Silver Black 31. Tiffany would be the most realistic when it comes to actual booking, no question. Can you imagine what she's going to do in that ladder match? Have you seen her moonsaults and what she can do? Tiffany's going to have a lot of fun in there, man. JR9, don't think Tiffany needs the briefcase to get a shot. Well, none of them do. Naomi doesn't need a briefcase. Chelsea Green, they'll insert her into championship matches left and right without any explanation. Valkyria, the way they're booking her, she'll probably have 20 championship matches within the next 6 months. None of them need a briefcase. It's about what does it fit the character. Can you do so much with the character? Does the briefcase help the situational cause? And with Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea, absolutely is the case. Naomi is my pick, but yeah, Brad Boyer. I know, I love Naomi, man. I definitely do. JR9's going to go Chelsea Green. Yeah, but like I just said, though, Chelsea could get shots out of nowhere. I don't think a briefcase is needed unless it's the same situation as Tiffany, right? It fits the character. Tiffy in the Bank sounds dope. Silver Black 31. You ain't kidding, huh? And she's just so good already. And she has other countries giving her some of the loudest pops we've heard. Tiffany Stratton is over AF. And the only one that stifled her was, who do you think? Paul Levesque McMahon. Cameron Grimes was getting a little over? Stop it. In fact, get out of the company. You know, I honestly feel Dijak was going to be massive. Get out of the company. LA Knight was one of the loudest pops. We're going to take it very slow throughout 2023. And boy, did he do that to LA Knight. They put the lid on boiling water and they cooled down LA Knight. Tiffany Stratton was getting massive. She's basically behind the scenes and left off TV for a full month plus. And you can keep going off, man. The Dragonovs and so many others. It's got to stop. It's got to stop, man. Tiffany Stratton, she's too good. And she's too good to just play the little sister of Nia Jax, too. But if Nia is going to help her, I'm totally down with it. I see this going one of two ways. Tiffy time or Chelsea time. Zoey Stark defeats Dakota Kai. Zoey is the 6th and final participant in that matchup. And then we went into the Uncle Howdy interview with Bo Dallas. More seeds planted for a Chad Gable feud. Bo Dallas talking about how the Wyatts, they're a real family, and he's sick of all these families just for the benefit of one person. Basically, Chad Gable, right? And how he was using everybody else. And then Bo says, and I quote, "I am the voice of the reckoning," to which Uncle Howdy says, "I am the reckoning." Right? An old school Breaking Bad quote when the wife of Walter White, Skyler, says, I'm just weary, and scared of whatever. And he says, "Of what?" And she's like, "Danger." And Walter White says, "I am the danger." And it's just, you know what I mean? It's one of those situations where Bo Dallas is like, "I'm the voice of the reckoning," and Uncle Howdy, just badass, is just like, "I am the reckoning." I just thought that was the line of that entire interview. It even overshadowed the planting of the seeds of the Chad Gable feud. So very good. JR9 all lining up to a in-ring debut of Wyatt 6 at SummerSlam, like Bray and The Fiend. Who do you have them in there with the JR9? Straight up one-on-one? Are you thinking like the entire group? It'll be interesting to see what they actually decide to go with. Like, are you going to go a straight up Howdy/Bo versus Chad Gable, for instance? Or do you somehow have Gable find people that'll align with him and you could do a whole faction versus faction? So interesting to see how that goes up. But that was a pretty good interview segment. Second week in a row that they're pretty much nailing that out of the park. And then we went into Rey Mysterio defeating Dominik Mysterio. Liv Morgan cost her daddy the match, thanks to Zelina, and the faces celebrate. This was a consolation prize. Zelina Vega was just losing a title match a few segments before, and now because Rey Mysterio beat Dominik in a match that meant absolutely nothing, Zelina's got a big smile on her face, looking at the hard camera, celebrating with Rey. Like that's supposed to, like that's supposed to ease all the frustrations from losing the title match. I helped Rey win at least. So it's 50-50 booking. I'm okay with it because I understand it's a simplistic way to save face for Zelina, right? To protect Zelina a little bit. So I'm okay with it. I understand what they're trying to do. It's just so foolish and it's so lazy, right? That's all you have. I like the finish with Zelina and Liv Morgan. You didn't have to do anything after that. But watching Zelina smiling ear to ear to the hard camera like nothing, like she didn't just lose a title match, I'd rather have her not do that. Just have her lose the title match. I thought it was done brilliantly. She already saved face because there was a distraction by Dominik. But nobody would be that happy 2 or 20 minutes later just because you help somebody win a nonsensical matchup. Zelina's looking like she just won the title. Didn't need it, guys. Rey going over Dom for the third time. Is that the third time, JR9? Rey went over Dominik for the third time. Yeah, the WrestleMania match. Did Rey win that? Was that Rey Mysterio? I totally forgot. I think that was Rey, wasn't it? And then Liv and Dominik were fighting after that because Liv Morgan was apologizing to Dominik, right? Because Liv kind of cost him that matchup. Zelina bumped into her, she bumped into Dominik, something like that. So Liv is apologizing, Dominik is pissed off. They're not even together yet, and they're already arguing. That is a relationship that never should be. They're already fighting. And during this thing, too, they were like grinding on one another again, a same situation from a month ago. So they just regurgitated it. The second time didn't land like the first time. The first time was awesome. I couldn't believe Liv was just grinding like she was. USA Network did not black out the screen. They let it ride, literally and figuratively. And then last night, they just kind of did it again. Oh, yeah, the Bad Bunny. That's right, Jaron. Yes. Yeah, Carlos, I agree with you and Jaron. Dominik winning obviously made more sense, but they needed the faces to celebrate to the hard cam so Zelina can avenge her loss from 20 minutes earlier. Stupid, I agree. And then we went over to... hold on. Where'd we go? Oh, yes. Hour 3. This was Sami Zayn. This was a Sami Zayn pro... Oh, hold on. Make sure I didn't get a membership chat in the last... I was ranting that off. I did. DC Lanier! DC Lanier, 15 months strong on the gold card membership, man. Been killing these recent streams lately, BC. Proud of our girl Mercedes and happy she's living her best life. I hope Tony doesn't mess up her and Britt. First of all, DC Lanier on 15 months, bro. So proud, so glad to have you up in the unit and sporting that gold card for 15 months and counting. Here's to another 15 plus. So first and foremost, DC, salute. Second of all, I appreciate the words, man, killing these last streams. I'm just glad I've got the time to do it, and you guys got the time to be with BC during these streams. Pretty damn cool. And I absolutely am so proud of Mercedes, man, to finally be getting just some, right? This is just a little bit of what she has earned in this business, holding 2 titles in just 3 AEW matches. But I absolutely agree with you, DC Lanier. There's no way Tony can ruin Britt Baker and Mercedes. There's no way on the planet. These are 2 of the best wrestlers today. And Britt Baker, I'm not talking about skill level, like she's going to match up with EO or a Mercedes. But in terms of checking off every box, Britt Baker is definitely a big name for any company. So in terms of that, with Mercedes, who is one of the most skilled pro wrestlers for the females in the world, you can't mess this up. This is Britt Baker versus Mercedes Moné. It's sitting in their lap. Now you just put a fat-ass storyline attached to it, and Tony Khan can sit back, have your Clearly Canadian in one hand, have your coffee in the other, and watch a show. DC Lanier, appreciate it, man. 15 months, banging out. Here's to another 15 plus. And I want to give a shout out over to Angel Alea. 15 months as well. Took a little bit of time off, I believe, Angel, if I'm correct. Good to see you up in here, though, man. Hopefully all is good. Hi, BC. Glad to be back. Went through some crap. Lost complete vision in one eye in the loss of my father. But hi to all in the gold unit. Bro, That's a pretty good explanation as to where Angel has been, man. We wish you all the best, dude. We hope you are on the mend. Salute, all the strength, support, love over from the loss of your pops, man. For real. So all the unit in your corner for sure. And loss in one eye, bro. Hopefully the other one's rocking, man. Hopefully the other one's rocking. I hope that it wasn't Monday Night Raw or Smackdown that knocked out that one eye vision, man. you gotta question it, man. You gotta question it. There's times I gotta cover my own eyes when watching this product. In all seriousness, man, sorry that you had to go through all that, but damn, glad to have you back, and I'm glad you're on the mend, bro. Angel Alega, dude. Salute. Angel, do you got the vision back in the other eye, or is it just one now? May I ask? You don't got to answer that if you don't want to, man, but I want to know how you're watching these shows, man. Is it with one eye or two now, man? Appreciate it. 15 months strong. Ray Hunt, 17 months. Appreciate it, Unit. Unit sending that love, too. Ray Hunt, 17 months. Dominik is 5-34 in 2024 and is 0-3 against his father. Way to build future stars, WWE. 5-34. And that's why nobody believes that he can win a championship or anything like that. You guys know that. You guys know that. But thankfully, he's involved in a good storyline, so that's saving him. But to look at Dominik Mysterio like he's going to beat somebody on a big stage for a world title, that's why booking matters. I didn't know he was 5-34, but it felt that way. And that's why when we talk about Dominik, it's just storyline driven, right? Nobody's really talking about epic Dominik matches, unfortunately. Ray Hunt, 17 months. Salute. I think I got the membership chats. I got to get them when they come in because they don't always go into a separate list initially, so I always want to make sure. Super chat, straight up super chats, I'll get to you guys in just a little bit. I want to make sure I got all the channel membership chats. Angel, 2040 in the left. Okay. Dude, salute. Keep rocking, man. Stay amplified. Literally everything has to make you stronger. Something I taught myself down in the projects growing up. Everything's got to make you stronger. It has to. It'll knock you out at first. But damn, when you get up, you're amplified. And that's bad news for the rest of the world. Angel, good to have you back, man. Stay strong, stay amplified more than anything. Sami Zayn starts the third hour promo on Braun Breaker. Breaker comes to the ring. Michael Cole calls Breaker, and I quote, the unpredictable badass. The unpredictable badass. That better not be his nickname going forward. I'm telling you right now, if you think I'm going to buy an Unbreakable Badass shirt, if you think I'm going to be in these reviews going, Sami Zayn versus the Unbreakable Badass or the Unpredictable Badass, Braun Breaker, no, that cannot be his nickname. Michael Cole calls him the Unpredictable Badass. Well, if he was badass, he's not anymore. They just called him the Unpredictable Badass. Could you imagine Mean Gene Okerlund back in the day welcoming in his next interview, the Unpredictable Badass? Thank you, Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. With me right now is the Unpredictable Badass, Braun Breaker. Thank you, Mean Gene. They don't call me the Unpredictable Badass for no reason. I am a badass and I'm unpredictable, thus making me an unpredictable badass. You heard it here first, folks. Right back to you, Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon. Thank you, Mean Gene. Bobby, you heard it from the Unpredictable Badass. Anyway, that better not be his nickname. It better not be. I'm hoping that was a one and done. There was some good back and forth here, honestly. For some reason, I was more into this than I thought I would be. Something with Sami and Braun. Sometimes you bring these entities, these wrestlers together, and they just create a little bit of magic out of nothing most of the time. They either have it or they don't. The feud, right? Like, it's got that substance, and it just needs to be ignited a little bit. Or it just, there's nothing to throw fuel on. The flames are just not there. Something with Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn last night, there was a realism, man. Like, if you guys go back and check it out, now, if you watched it live, you know what I'm talking. If you didn't watch the show, you're just listening to the BC's review. If you catch it later, watch when Sami is delivering his promo to Braun, face to face. Watch Braun, man. Braun is taking it all in. I mean, it is so realistic. Braun is following every word. Braun is reacting to it. There's like a respect that he has for Sami, but when Sami starts to say maybe you're not as badass as you think you are, maybe you're not as good as you think you are, watch Braun's face change. And that's why I say a promo isn't just the words you're spitting on these mics. It's the mannerisms. It's the expressions. It's the realism and the believability that you bring to the table on top of the words being spoken in front of the microphone. That matters just as much as the words being spewed out into this device. I don't care about how many spears Braun can deliver. I've seen enough. I know what Braun can do in the ring. I'm no longer concerned with that. I don't care about that. Now I want to see Braun on the microphone, Braun putting storylines on his back, Braun's mannerisms, Braun's expressions. That's what I need to see now for BC to say, that dude's the next big deal. Last night I saw something really cool. Sami Zayn always crushes it, so you put them there together. I thought this was well done. Probably the segment of the night for BC easily. Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. Good back and forth. Sammy would end up eating 2 spears as Braun holds up the IC title to the hard cam, trying to show you that this is what will be the final visual on Saturday night, Money in the Bank Toronto. And new champion Braun Breaker. Do you guys see Braun winning this title gold unit? My channel members up in this chat, what do you guys think, man? Yes or no? Does Braun Breaker win that title? Does Braun Breaker take that title, guys? By the way, Silver Black 31, I don't know if I up front welcomed you into the chat. Maybe I did. But I've been trying to keep up on all the gold team that's been coming into the chat while we've been live for an hour and 16 minutes. So Silver Black 31, just want to give you an upfront what's up. And Angel as well, even though we just went over the milestone super chat, member chat. I want to welcome in Angel as well. Jimmy Fingers 19. What up, Jimmy Fingers 19? We have also Go Jackets. What up, Go Jackets? Stegmeister. I don't know if I saw Stegmeister up in here yet. Man, so good to see a lot of you gold timers, man. I'm telling you, man, for you replay unit, a lot of the gold team that's going to come in the replay unit, I hope you guys are catching all this, man. This is your fellow unit members rocking live. No, Silver Black 31, I don't know, man. It would be an injustice to Sami Zayn, I feel. But if you're going to have Braun Breaker lose, you better get super creative because he's got to be protected now. Deontay says yes. Go Jacket says no. Jimmy Finger says yes. Braun Breaker does win the title. Ray Hunt says yes. Carlo says yes, he does win it. So most of you guys are saying yes. Where's JR9? Where are you on this, JR9, my right-hand man on the channel? Believe he does win unless Triple H does something stupid and has Zayn win via fruit roll-up. He could do that, man. We're going to be live, hopefully, Saturday night. So that'll be about 3 uglies bare minimum. I will not hesitate. If I see a fruit roll-up on this card, I honestly believe it's getting an ugly automatically. But if it's in a situation like that, I will not hesitate to bare minimum give 3 uglies, which will turn into 2 bads apiece, which is 6 bads, which I don't know if the pay-per-view can overcome that. But I don't care, man. No fruit roll-up in a situation like that. I think he might win, says DC Lanier. The heat on Braun would be epic, says Carlo. Yeah, no doubt. Maybe too soon for Braun, but that is just an opinion, Angel. Maybe too soon for Braun. Yeah, it's definitely too soon, Angel. Yeah, no, that's not just an opinion. That's fact. Angel, you just dropped the fact, man. That's not an opinion. It's definitely too soon. But we've seen that happen. We've seen wrestlers come in and real quickly get titles. It's not necessarily a bad thing unless it's not done properly. If you're going to have Sami Zayn lose the title just a couple months after he won it, you better protect the situation. So no matter what, Paul Levesque McMahon has to put on his Eric Young genius cap, and he's got to get super uber creative. Because Zayn can't really lose this match or his title, and Braun Breaker can't lose this the way they booked him up or built him up. Good luck. We're going to sit back with our Clearly Canadians and our coffees and enjoy the show and hopefully be captivated by it. And hopefully we're not putting uglies onto the board. Main event, the men's Money in the Bank qualifier. Dragunov versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. The finish saw Dragunov literally tossed around in a side like yesterday's garbage. Sheamus bro kicks Dragunov. Dragunov is looking up at the lights, getting pinned. He was saved by Drew McIntyre, who pulled him out, only to chuck him over the barricade, and he was never seen again. He was literally tossed aside like garbage. Moments later, it was Drew McIntyre who pinned Sheamus via the most awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating roll-ups. Big badass Sheamus rolled up by Drew. At least Drew's a big dude. At least it's not Tozawa who's rolling up Sheamus, but Sheamus could not get one of his shoulders just a centimeter off the mat. So Sheamus loses this matchup. Dragunov loses this matchup. Drew McIntyre wins. He is the final participant in Money in the Bank. Post-match, he cuts a promo saying, CM Punk and everybody, I will become champion Saturday. So he's saying he's going to win the briefcase, and he's already declaring that he is going to cash in Saturday. Drew is saying he is walking away as the champion. Wouldn't that be amazing if he actually won the Money in the Bank briefcase, cashed in, and then CM Punk screwed him? He screwed up. No, I don't want to see the Money in the Bank briefcase wasted in one night in that way. But this is something they could do, man. He lets them win the briefcase, and then he screws them when it's time to cash in. Again, before the matchup, Michael Cole says, if Dragunov can win, many will look at it as a major upset. That's not an upset. Dragunov is too damn good to be calling a win over Sheamus and Drew an upset. And again, if you look at Dragunov's booking, he lost to Jey Uso. He was kept off TV for a week. Lost via pinfall, kept off TV. Then he came back and he lost to Ricochet via DQ. Then he was left off TV. Then he came back, lost to Braun Breaker via pinfall, left off TV for 2 weeks. Then he came back, lost last night. He'll probably be off TV for 2 weeks. This is not how you book Dragunov. Sheamus gets rolled up. What are we doing, man? That was one of the worst finishes in a main event in a very long time. You cannot do that, man. It's the end of the show. That's not how you protect or make people get behind Dragunov for sure. And then Sheamus getting rolled up is the most creative idea you have to propel Drew McIntyre and the Money in the Bank. Sheamus and Drew, we've seen them 1,000 times. Two legit badasses. And it ends in a roll-up. So, if not one of the worst finishes in Raw history, in terms of a match and what it did and how it made Sheamus look and how it made Dragunov look, it's one of. I'm down with Drew winning the match if need be, but man, I don't understand what they did to Dragunov. They just ruined the dude. This dude can win his next 30 matches, a briefcase, and a title. I still will never look at Dragunov the same way. There's no way. Because now you know that he can be this bad for this long. When somebody shows you that, you can't get that back. You know, it's like Garrett Cole, one of the best pitchers in the league for the New York Yankees. He's been off on injury. He came back. He had a horrible... I never thought Garrett Cole could have a bad of a performance as he did when he came back. He didn't even strike anybody out. He was gone within like 4 or 5 innings. And if he did that 5 or 6 times in a row, I don't even care if you're just coming back from injury. If you did that 6 appearances in a row, I would never be able to look at Garrett Cole as one of the top pitchers in the league. I couldn't. Because I know he's capable of being really bad for a really long time. And when somebody shows you that he could be really bad, that's not clutch. That's the problem. You don't want to see that, man. Could you imagine The Undertaker losing 8, 9 matches in a row to dudes half his size and half his quality and star power? No way. So that was Monday Night Raw. That's the go-home show. What? And I don't know why you would need to watch Gable running away. Just ran up to section 302 to grab a hot dog, and that was it. Nikki Cross hands a VHS. Zelina Vega losing to Liv Morgan, right call. I liked the end of the match, but there's no reason to watch it again. Seth Rollins and this weird thing with Finn Balor and then the convoluted thing with Damien. I thought it was well done. Nothing I would ever need to see again. Best part of the night for me was Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. Nothing you would need to see again, obviously. So I don't quite know the, let me fix that camera angle there a little bit. There you go. There you go. So I don't quite know. Unit, is there something you would go back and watch again on this show? Let me ask you. Because, you know, this is where I'll absolutely open it up to you guys. Maybe there's something you would go back and watch again. I see a lot of banger bombs in the chat. Hold on. What's that? Oh, I see a red blinking at the top of my screen. There's been a banger bomb. Is this Stegmeister? Is the Stegmeister doing a pre-pay-per-view banger bomb? It's Angel Omega. Angel back to the gold team and dropping a 50 spot. A banger bomb. Angel, bro, that is a bunch. That is a lot of boxes of coffee chucked at the channel to make sure BC is amplified. So if that's not the biggest thank you to Angel that you guys should be giving, I don't know what to say. Angel is making sure that we are fully amped up for Saturday night's pay-per-view live stream review of Money in the Bank. Angel, dude, let me give you a big swig on this, man. Let me give you a double. Let me give you a clearly Canadian salute. And let me give you a Dunkin' extra salute. Ah! Damn, bro. Angel came back and rocked it, man. A 50 banger bomb. Appreciate it, brother. What are you guys saying on the VHS? So some of you guys are saying maybe I'll go back and watch the VHS segment. So that's just Gable running away and Nikki giving another video to Michael Cole. All right. I mean, if that's what you would spend your time going back and watch, that's pretty cool. Nope, says Silver Black 31. Howdy in Dallas, Jimmy Fingers 19. So the interview segment. Carlos Ray, I agree. And that's pretty much it, right? Nobody. Yeah, there's nothing else on this show. So they definitely took a step back this week. Maybe they just have their sights on Money in the Bank. Maybe we'll give them a mulligan. Maybe we'll give them a mulligan. But this was a flat show for sure. 3 hours. And a lot of it falls on lack of star power. They don't have top faces on this show. They have Jey Uso and Seth Rollins last night. That was it. Sami Zayn is entrenched in the mid-card. So Sami Zayn doesn't come across as it. CM Punk is still not cleared. You have Jey Uso and Seth Rollins. And if you think that's enough to propel a 3-hour Raw show, sadly mistaken. That's why the ratings are stuck where they are. This show lacks stars. SmackDown is Diesel. SmackDown has LA Knight, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. Did I say Rhodes? Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. You got Roman Reigns coming. Roman Reigns is going to be the top face when he comes back, at least for a while. He's going to overlap Cody. I just named 5. Raw's playing with Jason Uso and Sethington. They at least need CM Punk, bro. At least. But unit, that's what I got for you, man. We'll see what SmackDown has to offer. I'll of course have that review for you guys, and then I hope to be live for the get over there. I hope to be live for the Money in the Bank show on Saturday afternoon or night, whenever it is. I hope to be live with you guys, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So hopefully you guys stop by, say what's up, smash the up. Thank you. And we're almost at 200 on the ups live, man, on a half an hour notice. I would love to get that to 200 plus so that when we flip it over to the replay unit, they just got to get that third 100, man, and then some. But let's get the first steps first. My live unit crushed that 200. We'll hand it over to the replay unit. I want to go over the super chats. If you guys, that's the review. So much love and appreciation. Thank you guys for tuning in. And a lot more content this week, I assure you. And we will be live on Saturday for the good, the bad, and the ugly of Money in the Bank. Stop by, say what's up. I'd love for you guys to be up in the chat. That'll be for everybody, not just members, guys. The chat will be open for anybody who's been subbed for 4 weeks or more. But you have to pay your dues to the Amplified unit. You have to be subbed for at least 4 weeks to be acknowledged up in the chat. So as long as you've been subbed for 4 weeks or more, Saturday, stop by, say what's up. If you guys want to stick around for a little bit, I'd love to go over my super chats, and we're going to do that live. I am not going to put that in a separate upload. So let me get those super chats if you don't mind. And there was a lot. You guys came ready to rock out. Dude, we started with Stegmeister. A 10 spot too. Stegmeister says, let me talk to you. Sadly, won't be able to attend the Money in the Bank live stream if there is one, as I'm at work on Sunday morning. Now acknowledge the amplified champion of the world. Put up the ones for the Stegmeister. Stegmeister, I really hope you can at least stop by to say what's up, man. I'd love to see you up in the chat, even if only for a minute, dude. But we'll try to stay amplified throughout. Hopefully, Levesque McMahon has his best product, his best foot forward. And hopefully, when you're able to catch the good, the bad, and the ugly stream, hopefully it was one for the ages, man. But I really hope that you'll be able to at least stop in and say what's up, man. I appreciate the 10 spot on today's stream. I really hope to see you up in that stream on Saturday. Salute to the Stegmeister. We also had another 10 spot. This was from Clutch City Fan. Gold unit, by the way. Unit, let's get amplified. I got to get the bicep up for that, Clutch City Fan. You know BC's got to raise the amplification. Yeah. Look at the veins there. That's old school macho man. Yeah. I am amped up, bro. I had about 8 of these already, and this is easily my 12th coffee of the day. And what am I going to do right after this? I got to go get more coffee because there's a lot to get to tonight. A lot of business to handle. Clutch City Fan. Appreciate you, brother. Another 10 spot. This from Brad Boyer. $10 super chat. What up, BC and the amp unit? Let's get amplified. Don't forget to hit that up. Amplified style. Red team, go. Gold team, go. Mercedes 2 belts, Monet. Yeah. Brad Boyer. That was just a whole, that was a whole super chat of fun, bro. Salute Brad Boyer. You got BC even more amped up. You guys are the best, bro. Alicia, check you up in the chat. Alicia, thank you for the membership. Alicia, so appreciative to have you in the unit and sporting that gold card. We'll see you, Alicia Vukovic. Shout out over to Big Nang with a 5-spot super chat. BC, imagine Wyatt 6, Alpha Academy, The Bloodline, Del Fantasma, Logan Paul, CM Punk all get involved in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Would be schmozzery crazy as fuck. Okay, so Big Nang, I gotta really actually think about it now. Wyatt 6, the Academy, the Bloodline, Del Fantasma, Logan Paul, CM all involved. Well, Paul's in the match, isn't he? No, he lost. So they would all be... listen, I'm a... Big Nang, you've been with the channel long enough. Big Nang, I do not mind. Let's put it this way. I don't mind overbooking, right? Cody Rhodes matches a lot of the times are overbooked. If you're going to do it right, I love overbooked. It shows you care, right? Cody Rhodes and Roman from this year's WrestleMania was totally overbooked. Undertaker's out there, Rock's out there, John Cena's out there, you name it, they're all out there. It was supposed to be Stone Cold even, but he bailed out and Undertaker took his place. But I don't mind overbooked at all, as long as it makes sense, as long as it's fun, as long as it's done right. It shows that you care and you're taking the time to do something different. When it's not done correctly, it is literally, I'll use the word you just put down, it is schmozzery at its worst. It has no business. It dilutes what we just witnessed, and it kills it off. So all of those people in one match interfering, listen, if you're going to do it right, sign me up, man. I'll have my Clearly Canadian and my coffee. Entertain me. How's that sound, dude? Oh, man. Big Nang. That is a lot of interference. That's a lot of people in that ladder match, though. I don't know. I don't know how you're going to pull it off correctly. I got to give a shout out over to Deontay Thomas, 2-spot super chat. BC, who you think is winning both the women and the men's Money in the Bank? Deontay Thomas, I'm gonna go Tiffany Stratton for the women. Tiffany Stratton has to win this for the women. If not, I'll go Chelsea Green, but I'm gonna go Tiffany Stratton. I think it's Tiffy time, and she's been on the shelf for too long. This is Tiffy time, man. And for the dudes, I'm going to go... we did this for the females earlier. JR9, do you mind putting the 6 dudes in the chat, please? I need to actually see it, and then I have to put all these creative ideas together, and then I can pick one. But I don't want to just pick a name up. I want all 6 individuals. So anybody, put the 6 dudes in the Money in the Bank for Saturday night. Put that in the chat so I can see the names. And 200 on the ups. We clinched it. We are now over 200. So... We're actually giving the replay unit a spot. We're spotting them likes. So they're going to have a real easy mission to get the 300 plus. But I thank you, every one of you guys, for smashing that up, man, for taking a moment. JR9, I appreciate it. Gable, Mello, Drew, Jay Uso, Andrade, and LA Knight. Last year, LA Knight with that briefcase made sense. I don't think it makes sense this year, right? A whole year went by. Triple H botched it. But we've seen Triple H try to rectify his wrongs by doing it later in time. So, I don't know. Does LA Knight walk around with a briefcase for the next 6 months, 9 months, year? Does he not win the U.S. title? He just walks around with a briefcase. Jason Uso, a lot of people are saying he's the odds-on favorite. Jey Uso with a briefcase? Jey Uso's cashing in to become world champion, and then we all yeet afterwards? I'm not for it, guys. I gotta be honest. Jey Uso with a briefcase does nothing for me. Drew McIntyre, I guess, would make the most sense, but it looks like CM Punk is going to screw him out of that. Chad Gable would be amazing because it makes sense and he damn well has earned a Money in the Bank brief. I'm going Chad Gable, even though the Wyatts are going to make sure he doesn't win this match. I'm going Chad Gable. That's how I would book it. It would make the most sense. I would have him rock out afterwards with the briefcase. What are you guys going with, man? Let me turn it over to you guys. Deontay, I appreciate the super chat, man. I appreciate the question, Deontay Thomas, but I'm going to turn it to you guys. Who do you guys have winning Money in the Bank this Saturday for the dudes? We already went over the women. JR9, for sure. I mean, I'm just looking at the names. Chad Gable, bro. I just think the Wyatts are going to take him out. CM Punk will probably take... Big Nang, are you still up in it? Big Nang, your theory could actually come true. All of those factions could be in this match. You could get so much interference in this match. Or we could get none. Not even CM Punk. Carlos, Gable would be good. Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's good to know that I got some more Gable heads around here, man. Chad Gable has more than earned some big moment in this company. He just can't he can't catch a break. Stegmeister, Gable, Deontay. I put it back to Deontay Thomas. Also says Gable. D Brown, if anyone can make a briefcase interesting for months, it's LA Knight. Yeah. No question. I just think last year was the time to do it. This year, it just feels like he should be more further along than just a briefcase. And it looks like we waited a whole year to do what should have been done last year, put a briefcase on LA Knight. I don't understand why we had to wait a year for that. LA Knight should be much further along in his development. Oh no, Big Nang, it's not just you, man. That's why I had to literally look at the 6 names and be like, damn, I don't even know Deontay. I have to think about this a little bit. Let me go over to Big Nang with another 5 spot super chat. Big Nang says, I wonder, will the stipulation be effective if Seth wins by DQ? Will Priest get to leave Judgment Day and Seth can't challenge for the world title? Good call, man. Big Nang, they could put that in the storyline. That could be the out, man. I never even thought of that. That could easily be the out. And then the next Monday, that's what they're arguing about, you know? I don't have to leave Judgment Day. That was a DQ. Or Seth is like, bro, that was a DQ. There's no way that stipulation can be honored if you won that way. Good call, Big Nang. Fleck Guapo with a 1 spot. No words needed. Just giving that salute to Fleck Guapo. Respect, appreciation right back to you, Fleck. Sam Byers with the emoji sticker. 2 spot super chat. No words needed. Sam Byers, appreciate it. Always good to see Sam Byers up in here. Also, Silver Black 31 with a 10 spot, a couple of coffees chucked at the channel. Silver Black 31 says, just a theory. The reason Triple H books the young stars this way is because either he don't want them to develop an ego when they do get pushed, or that Hunter got humbled himself with the curtain call. Who knows? We just know one thing. It's absolutely destroying the talent, right? To the point where Cameron Grimes lost so much and then he just got booted. To the point where Mello goes around saying Mello don't miss and all he does is miss. To the point where a dude's name literally means invincible in Dragunov and he's just beatable. So when you humble somebody down like that, in these matches, the audience is taking inventory, even if it's subconsciously. That's the problem with that. And there's no way to build that back, or you're going to have to work 10 times as hard. So to say that the reason that he books it that way is because he doesn't want them to develop an ego when they get pushed, then you don't want to make stars, Silver Black 31, right? Then Triple H doesn't want to make stars. Of course there's ego in the business. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, CM Punk, Steve Austin, they all develop an ego. You have to, when you're leading the company, there's decisions that are going to be made that you have to put certain relationships and things on the shelf because you have to look out for your best interest. Nobody else is gonna. WWE is looking out for their best interest. Paul Levesque McMahon certainly is. So these talents have to as well. They don't like the way that Hogan conducted business at times, or Ultimate Warrior, or CM Punk. They developed an ego. They thought they were bigger than the company. So Vince McMahon had this new philosophy. Nobody is going to be booked bigger than the company unless we anoint them like a Roman Reigns. And Paul Levesque McMahon is carrying on that same philosophy. We will not make anybody bigger than the company. We're going to humble them down. We're going to let them know who's in charge. Well, guess what? Then we'll never get larger than life characters ever again. We're never going to get it. You're going to have that yin and yang. You cannot be afraid to have people with big egos helping to make you the most money in your company. Because we'll never have another CM Punk. We'll never have another Ultimate Warrior. We'll never have a Hogan. We'll never have a Stone Cold. But we'll have 1,000 Ricochets and Tyler Bates and Drew Gulaks and Pretty Deadlies and Austin Theory and Grayson Wallers, because we'll book them 50-50. So that's the problem with that philosophy, Silver Black 31, you know? That's why I get amplified with that, is because we're seeing the same thing that Vince started and Paul Levesque McMahon is carrying it on. It's the situation where they never want to book somebody like to be that next larger than life character. It's like they're scared shitless. CM Punk was the last one. And after that whole thing was going on, it was like the company just said, no more, man. But those were the most fun characters, man. The Warriors and the Stone Colds and the Punks. That chip on their shoulders, that little bit of an ego because they know they got to run that shit because nobody else behind them is. So if Paul Levesque McMahon is just going to book everybody to be 50-50 or humble them down left and right, first impressions matter because you only get one chance at a first impression. And once that's gone, it's gone. The first impression for people like Dragunov is that this guy is mid-AF. Good luck trying to rebuild him. And that's if they even do. We thought Dijak and Cameron Grimes and so many other we're just waiting, right? Don't worry, everybody. Cameron Grimes will have his time. Triple H is just humbling him. Dijak will get his time. No, Dijak was fired or not renewing his contract. Cameron Grimes was released. Who knows if Dragunov will ever get his time? Silver Black 31, appreciated. Big Nang with another 5-spot super chat. It's like in 1997, DDP was one of the biggest faces fighting the NWO for 2 years. Didn't get the world title by 1999 when he finally won. Fans don't care. Yeah, was that 2 years that he was taking on the NWO? Some people don't need titles, period, Big Nang. You know, we say it all the time. Undertaker never had the damn title. Or at least it was that one Survivor Series Tuesday night in Texas where he won it and then gave it right back to Hogan 2 nights later. And other than that, it wasn't until he was the American Badass, or WrestleMania 13 against Sid Justice, I believe, too, right? And then when he was the American Badass. Before that, Undertaker his character didn't need it. WrestleMania 7, he was beating Jake Roberts. WrestleMania 8, he was beating... 7 was Jimmy Snuka. No titles. Undertaker was beating Jimmy Snuka. WrestleMania 8, he was beating Jake Roberts. No title. WrestleMania 9, he was beating Giant Gonzalez. And so on. Years went by. This dude didn't need titles. Joker 716, 2-spot coffee. Joker 716 with a $2 super chat. I'm here. Let's get amplified. Joker 716. Hour and 45 minutes into the chat and it's still into the stream and it still doesn't get old. Joker 716. Salute, bro. Deontay Thomas. 2-spot coffee. What do you think about the 6-man tag match Saturday? 6-man tag match. What's the 6-man tag match, guys? What is Deontay? Deontay, you still up in the chat? Who's the 6-man? I'm drawing a blank right now. Remind me who the 6-man tag is, please. Jerry 9, thank you. Bloodline, Orton, KO, and Cody. I can't stand it. I mean, you guys want my the honest truth, right? I can't stand 6-man schmazes. All we've been seeing these 6 do is brawl, and it's just redundant. And now they're just in a situation where it's a match, and now you're just going to brawl some more. That's the problem when your whole storyline is just based on brawls. By the time you get to the match, we've already seen them get pretty physical. Now, they did it a little bit more with care on Friday in Madison Square Garden, right? They put it in waves. They had security out there. Then they had the police out there. Then they had them literally escorted out. So that brawl had more significance and value to it. So that's why I felt it was upgraded Friday. If they didn't do it the way they did Friday and just had an in-ring brawl and then some suits and ties split them up, this would be horrific. There would be no reason to view this match. So I am not looking forward to it. I couldn't care less about it, but I will be live, hopefully, watching this with you guys. A live review, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So hopefully, my expectations, which are none for this match, hopefully, they are far exceeded. Right? I can't lose at this point. It can't be any worse because I have no expectations for the match. So, I mean, that's as honest as I can be, Deontay. I don't like 6-man schmazes anyway, and I've just seen these people beating each other up every single show. So what more do I really need to see? A Cody Cutter hit? Am I going to see a pop-up powerbomb from Owens? Maybe I'm going to see a solo spike? I don't know. It's up to them to really make this worthy. And coming out of this, because you know it's not going to end between the 6, so you better do this correctly to a cliffhanger point to where you really want to see what's next with them all 6. Deontay Thomas, salute. DT! 5-spot coffee. 5-spot super chat from DT. Hey, BC, this is a random one, but I keep forgetting that Gunther won the King of the Ring tournament. I forget that the tournament even took place. DT, you're not alone. I mentioned that at the top of this review. I said, by the way, while we're talking about lack of star power, where's Gunther? Gunther shows up once every now and again, once every blue moon, with his little suit on, and he says some words that have no value at all. Like the last time he was out there, he just looked at Seth and Damien or whoever it was, and he's like, whoever wins, just know that at SummerSlam, I will be champion. And then he walks away. Well, thanks for showing up, Gunther. Gunther has been horribly misbooked. And just winning a tournament and holding a crown is not going to make up for that. Gunther should feel much more important than he does now. He wins a crown and then he's gone. And then what? He shows up at SummerSlam and we're supposed to care? There's not really a bad thing to say about Gunther. We all know he is one of the next big things. We know how good he is. But if you think I'm just going to anoint this guy larger than life, if you think I'm just going to anoint him to be the next big thing without them doing the work, absolutely not. DT, you are not alone in that thinking. Angel Olega, I got that 50-spot banger bomb, bro, earlier. It's still blinking red on the top of my screen. So badass. Angel. Who you calling Pinhead? 5-spot super chat. Hey, just went back and watched the ending of the match. Drew hit the Claymore and pinned him straight up. No fruit roll-up there. There was definitely a fruit roll-up. That's for sure. So, I don't know, man. But definitely how I saw it. Definitely he definitely rolled up Sheamus. And Sheamus was like a turtle flat on his back. Appreciate the super chat, man. Go back and watch again for sure. Jimmy Fingers 19. 519. Love the interview segment, but they can't do it a third time next week unless Howdy interviews a different member. Does the Wyatt 6 attack at Money in the Bank? I think they do. And I totally agree. It's good for 2 weeks. We're coming off of Money in the Bank. There's no way you can continue to do a Bo Dallas interview segment. It was good for 2 weeks. We got it. Now move on. Or you're going to have to interview the next installment. But yeah, Wyatt have to have the Wyatt 5/, they have to have a big deal on Saturday. This is pretty much the calling card. Their first pay-per-view where they really present themselves to even the casual fans. So without question, man. Without question. Jimmy Fingers 19 also, hold on. Oh, Deontay Thomas. My bad. Who do you think gets the title from Cody? Oh, I don't know. Chat, who gets the title from Cody? Who defeats Cody for that title, chat? You guys come up with a name, Deontay. There's no way BC can future book that because I'd be here for an hour because I would literally have to creatively book it. There's no way I could half-ass it. Jimmy Fingers 19 says Randy Orton. I think that makes sense. The story is sitting in their lap. Student, teacher. Boom. Done. Randy Orton. There you go. Jimmy Fingers 19 just nailed it right there. I don't even have to think about anyone else. A heel Punk should take it from Cody, but JR9, you would have to find a way to get Cody over there. I guess Punk would have to win the Royal Rumble, so Cody keeps it all the way, and then you do something for Mania, I guess. The final boss, Big Nang, says, if you subbo. Right there, I'm going to go Jimmy Fingers, Randy Orton, Deontay Thomas. Jimmy Fingers 19, 1019. Does anybody else have any hope left for Kross and his crew? If they didn't lose all the time like Solo, I would love to take them seriously, but I can't. Too bad a feud with the Wyatt 6 would be good. Jimmy Fingers 19, they botched him completely, man. I'm boggled by that because it looked like Levesque McMahon he got this thing together. It looked like he was going to give him the rocket and just changed his mind or just did it to shut them all up. And then it was time to book him. He's like, go do this with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Go do this with the New Day. They have been criminally misbooked. This is Karrion, Kross, and Scarlett they brought back the Legion of Doom's dude himself, Paul Ellering. You got AOP with a second chance, a second lease at life, and this is what they decided to do with him? A fruit roll-up to Xavier Woods? We still don't even know what the feud with Bobby Lashley and the Profits was all about. Now all of a sudden they got a beef with Xavier and Kofi. Jimmy Fingers 19. I don't know why I got amplified about that, but it's Karrion Kross is another dude. You could say he needs bells and whistles all you want. Doesn't matter. He's big. Karrion Kross should be a big deal in this company. Just like Dijak. Dijak gets booted. Karrion gets misbooked. I don't know. Jimmy Fingers 19, man. I'm trying. I don't know how you have Karrion Kross. You put all this time into this new faction, and then you're like, we don't have anything for you, though. So sit in catering or go home, and when we can put you in a matchup or something, we'll call you. It's absolutely freaking stupid. Ali! 5-Spot Coffee, ABC, definitely like the Wyatt 6. It's the best faction ever. I cannot wait for them at Money in the Bank when they attack someone. I'm guessing it's going to be Gable, unfortunately, right? I mean, that seems to be their first feud. Gable is in this Money in the Bank match. Even though I want Gable to win, that's my odds-on favorite. If I had the booking pen, that's who I would book, Gable. I don't think the company is going to let Gable win. And I think an easy way out is to have the Wyatt 6 show up, take out Gable. You know, during the match, I see the lights going out, the music playing, and something happens with Gable. Maybe he's being dragged up the aisleway, who knows? But Ali, I'm digging it. I've always been a huge supporter of Bray Wyatt as it is, Uncle Howdy as it is. I love this new formation, and I'm willing to see what they have in store. I think there's a lot of good stuff yet to come with the Wyatt 6. Carlos with a 20-spot mini banger bomb. Carlos Ray says, thanks for the live, BC. You and the unit. Have a great 4th of July. Salute. Let me give you a double. Carlos, let me give you a double here, man. First, my clearly Canadian wild cherry. Happy 4th, Carlos. And I'll be reiterating that post 4th, too, on Saturday when I'm live. And salute again, Carlos, with my coffee. Always, always, always. This goes without saying. Always good to see you up in here, Carlos. One of my tried and trues from the very jump. With a 20-spot mini banger bomb, too. So Carlos and Angel by themselves are making sure I'm amplified for Saturday. That's going to be a wild stream if you guys are able to stop by. Carlos, we'll do it again. Hopefully you can at least stop by, say what's up, Carlos, on Saturday. I really do hope that we can pull that off. Carlos Ray. Make sure I got everybody here, guys. Did I get everybody? All right, so let me make sure I got everybody here on the super chats. Stegmeister kicking us off with that 10 spot. Clutch City Fan, Big Nang, Brad Boyer, Deontay Thomas, Fleck Guapo, Sam Byers, Silver Black 31, Joker 716, DT. And I got Deontay Thomas, Angel Olega, 50 spot banger bomb, Carlos Ray, who you calling? Jimmy Fingers 19. Ollie. Appreciate it big time, guys. Absolutely kick ass. I got 5 screens going, so if you guys are hearing a bunch of stuff, my bad. I got the big screen. I got the computer. I got the laptop. I got 2 phones. I'm pretty much... I got 5 screens I'm trying to loop here, and I got all these sounds coming out. I got to know what screen is making which sound. I appreciate it big time, man. To everybody up in this unit, man. Oh, Jimmy Fingers 19, 219. Meanwhile, Rey Mysterio don't ever lose. Yeah, never, bro. Never. 219, by the way. Appreciate it big time. Jimmy Fingers 19. Rey Mysterio to 3 straight over Dominik. Deontay Thomas 2 spot. If Solo faces Cody, who do you see Roman costing? Do you see Roman costing Solo? Solo faces Cody. Do you see Roman costing Solo? That's 2. Roman can't come back like that, though. But I do see that happening, yes. But I don't even need to see Solo and Roman right now. Solo has to be booked up to even be in the ring with Roman. 41 straight losses. He has no business even being with Roman. You're going to have to do more than just storytelling with that. Jimmy Fingers 19 and Deontay. Appreciate that last minute 2 spot apiece, bro. Guys, I got 1% battery, almost 2 hours live. Before we cut out, salute, Gold Team. I appreciate this. This was an awesome live stream. Was not expecting to go 2 hours. You guys came fully amped. You got me fucking more amped. I got a 0.5% of battery, but we got it all in. That's what she said. We got it all in with 0.5% battery, man. Future unit, hit those up, so let's get that to 300 plus. BC, top guys, we're out. With half a battery, 0.5%. Salute. Stay amplified. Go long. You guys know.